to design a bird, do you think you'd ever come up with a penguin? I mean, would you invent a bird with wings that can't fly? Give it short legs that can only take tiny little steps or hop? Would you even think tobogganing was a reasonable way to get around? And would you select some of the harshest climates in the world for it to live? Sounds like a joke, doesn't it? Well, this funny little bird is no laughing matter. Penguins are born survivors, and they've endured lifetimes of extreme conditions for millions of years. So, penguins have been around for ages, but how much do we really know about them? Better yet, how much do you know about them? Stick around, and let's see how you and some of our guests rank in our penguin poll. Where are penguins found?
Antarctica and North Pole, Alaska. Alaska?
That's your final answer?
Or in the exhibit?
Good answer.
Không phủ nhận, penguins north and penguins south.
I believe it's north. Where are penguins found, Nancy?
The North and South Pole.
Both places, North Pole, South Pole. I would think so. Willing to bet your paycheck on that? No. Okay, good. It's a good thing because you'd have lost that paycheck. I'd be a rich, rich, happy man. Where do penguins live?
In the Arctic?
Where do penguins live? Antarctica. Oh, we have a draw here. You say Arctic, you say Antarctic, and the winner is... Many people think penguins live in the North Pole, but actually they reside only in the southern hemisphere. Where do penguins live? In Antarctica?
Antarctica.
At the bottom of the world.
South Pole.
Here was your man. They're from Antarctica, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, South America, and as far north as the Galapagos Islands. These birds have adapted to extreme conditions, ranging from frigid cold at the South Pole to the hot sands of Africa and the sweltering tropics of Galapagos. There are 17 species of penguins recognized by scientists. So do you like penguins?
Yeah.
What's your favorite type of penguin?
I don't know any kinds.
Okay, well, let's go. There's the king penguin, right?
Yeah.
There's the emperor penguin. There's the rockhopper penguin.
Yeah.
There's a food blank and cheese kind of penguin. Blank and cheese.
Nah.
And cheese.
Macaroni and cheese?
Without the cheese. Do you think there's really a macaroni penguin?
No.
There most certainly is a macaroni penguin. So named because their long, golden head feathers resemble the fashionable hairstyle worn by macaroni club members in 18th century London. Other penguin species include the emperor and king, which are the largest, Adelie, Gentoo, chinstrap, rockhopper, macaroni, royal, fjordland crested, erect crested, Snares Island, yellow-eyed, fairy, Magellanic, Humboldt, African, Galapagos. So if it's cold where a penguin lives, how do they stay warm?
In the sun.
I actually don't know. They probably shake or something. They have lots of fur. Furry penguins. Furry penguins.
Penguin hair?
Feathers. There you go. Feathers. Tuxedos. No, they're black and white. Man. Show me how penguins huddle together and keep warm. Huddle. It's cold. It's cold as the Antarctic. Huddle up, Grace. Huddle tight. Ooh. Penguin love. Penguin love. Huddle. Okay. Are you warm? I'm warm. I'm warm. Shall we have a penguin? Sure. Okay. It's true, huddling together is one way to stay warm. But how do these seabirds guard against heat loss in frigid water and air temperatures? 4 primary adaptations help them survive. Their body fat that provides insulation, changes in their metabolic rate when they're on land versus when they're in the water, a blood flow system that adjusts to conserve or release body heat, and feathers. Their feathers are stiff and very thick. In fact, they're 7 times more dense than a chicken's. Temperate penguins have the opposite challenge. They need to release heat in warmer weather, so unfeathered bare patches around their eyes and beaks allow heat to escape. Penguins can move around in a number of ways. What's one way that they can move around?
On their belly.
Show me. Hey, how do penguins walk? Can you show me? Show me how they walk. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And that's a wrap. Penguins get from one place to another in a variety of ways. They swim, hop, walk, leap, and of course, toboggan. Although penguins can't fly, when they swim, their movements actually resemble wing movements of birds in the air. They're great swimmers, and since they catch krill, squid, and fishes on the run, they're fast and agile underwater. They have to surface to breathe, so many species leap in and out of the water like dolphins or porpoises, catching a breath without losing momentum. What is guano?
Bird doo-doo.
Poo-poo. Droppings.
No.
Food.
Fat defecation. Poop, tomato, defecation. Fat duck.
Cat poop.
Poop. That's right. Guano is simply poop. And believe it or not, it's actually quite valuable. For penguins, it can serve as nesting material, as is the case in Humboldt penguins. Humans have discovered its value as fertilizer, but guano harvesting should be closely monitored to prevent disrupting the penguins and impacting their populations. And for our guests, bird droppings just make interesting conversation.
They fly underwater, swim. Penguins have a fairly unique breeding strategy. Even in the animal world. Some penguins lay eggs on nests to protect themselves. Others lay their burrows in a digging sack. And even some lay on top of their feet. Males and females both share incubation duties in most cases. In the case of the emperor, though, the male does all the incubation. Incubation ranges from 34 days for the smaller species to 70 days for the larger species. Usually, when the chick hatches, both parents will take turns feeding it. In the case of the emperor, the female will take over all feeding duties for the first couple of weeks, while the male does all and catches up to a bigger egg. Most species do share feeding duties. As nutritional requirements increase, feeding visits to and from the nest can increase in frequency. So we're here inside the penguin counter with the total features that make our penguins big breeding program so successful. First thing you probably notice is snow on the ground. Because you spread that snow out so it's nice and clean for the birds every morning. Now, during the breeding season, we replace the snow with river rock. It starts in about September, October, and the birds will use that river rock to build their nest and lay their eggs. Temperature here is about 32 to 34 degrees. Again, very similar to the natural environment. If you look at the rock work, you'll notice there's lots of nooks and crannies. This allows the birds little private spaces to build their nest so they stay more isolated and secure. It's so important for the raising of big success. Is very important to survival. Males get into most of the buildings. That's how they interact with stress and mating. The usual stress DNA is right around October. Again, if you use a hot egg lady during breeding season. The further parents that is possible. Sometimes, like young people, young penguins aren't like their parents. So if we have to intervene and take an egg with a young chick from their parents to help them along, we will. These are 5-month-old king penguin chicks that we are gradually reintroducing to the colony so they can get used to being around other birds as well as humans. We're gradually losing their down feathers, now water food, and replacing them with juvenile feathers and juvenile food underneath, which allows them to go in the water. Here at the SeaWorld Park, we have a well-handled experience. And if we notice an egg or a chick is stressed, we don't hesitate to step in and help it out. In the case of an egg, we have incubators set up in the back with the patient certification. Or in the case of a chick, we can step in and supplement the feeding and take them to the feeding altogether to ensure that chicks survive. Sometimes accidents happen, but you'd be amazed at how resourceful thinking and blue in certain sticky situations is a bit. This is exactly what I'm doing. Penguins in SeaWorld, Texas, about a crack in penguin. Some quick things to say today. After examining the crack, they realized the penguin chick was alive. A little spot in the crack was sealed. They decided to try it. Now it was clear. The crack was sealed and the egg was quickly incubated to stay warm. Not long after, it helps the penguin chick hatch a little better than it did than count. Breeding programs at SeaWorld are extremely successful. Adaptations,
southern tip of the continent is home to a fairly large colony of African penguins. The penguins are adored by local residents of South Africa, and they're a source of year-round amusement for tourists as well.
I tell you, we're a great bunch of people. We rock.
However, June 23rd of 2000 marked a tragic day when an ore carrier sank off the coast of Cape Town. About 400 tons of oil spilled from the ship and began washing onto Robben and Dassin Islands. Both islands are major breeding sites for African penguins, and the spill occurred at the worst possible time, right in the middle of breeding season, putting thousands of birds at risk. This spill threatened almost half of the entire African penguin population and was to become the biggest evacuation and rescue attempt of wild birds in history. The call for help was heard around the world, and within hours, governments, agencies, businesses, and individuals partnered to save the royal penguins. SeaWorld was one of many to respond to the disaster, sending 2 of their expert aviculturists halfway around the world to offer their services.
I was selected to go to South Africa because of the work that I've been able to do here at SeaWorld in San Diego, caring for penguins and also raising penguin chicks.
Even with years of experience under their belts, nothing prepared the rescue workers for this.
Our first day here was actually Sunday morning. It was really shocked to walk in and see the magnitude of this. I hadn't worked with birds before in land. I said, two penguins, how big could that be? But to see the number here was just overwhelming.
Salt River Station, an empty railroad maintenance warehouse in the industrial heart of Cape Town, was chosen as a viable rehab site. And within one day, electricity and water were installed, dry fields were set up, crushed shells were trucked in, and the rescue facility was up and running. Workers and volunteers captured the royal birds and transported them from Dassin and Robben Islands by air, by boat, and by truck to the facility where they would find thousands of helping hands.
Right now we're doing a mixture of force feeding, off-road, hand feeding for the ones that are starting to get an idea of how to do it. And my team is currently going through it and tube feeding some electrolytes to keep the birds going. Dehydration is becoming a big issue. So we've got all 3 methods going on.
Once the penguins were stabilized, it was time to clean them up. And this was quite a process that required a team effort. First, the birds were sprayed with vegetable oil to dissolve the tanker oil. Then, they were washed in dishwashing soap. It took 2 volunteers on the average of 1 hour to wash 1 penguin. And on a good day, 500 to 600 penguins were washed. Next, they were rinsed in fresh water and then set under heat lamps to dry overnight. Once they were cleaned, it would normally take several days before the birds regained their natural oils and were able to be released. However, the cleanup on the spill was slow, so unfortunately, the penguins had to wait even longer. This oil spill wasn't big in comparison to some other spills, but since it occurred during the penguin breeding season, it interfered with their feeding process. Between the oil coating the penguins' feathers and the overall toxicity, it wouldn't take long before both the penguins and the chicks would perish. Luckily, Lauren Dubois and a team of experts arrived on the scene.
Well, when we first arrived, there was nothing set up for the chicks. They had set aside a room for us, but pretty much they were waiting for us to arrive.
Under the rehab team's constant care, Lauren remained optimistic about the chicks' futures.
The outlook for these birds is very good, and it's I'm very hopeful. I look at these birds and they're very fat, they look in good shape, there's no oil on them, they all look very healthy, so the prognosis I feel is very good.
Weeks after caring for the oiled birds, the last penguin rescue received his bath, and it was time to send the final birds home. Emotions ran high as the oiled birds and the chicks were prepared and finally released to swim home. It was a long haul for both the animals and the people. But in the end, a remarkable contribution to penguin conservation. The African penguin rescue remains the largest, most successful bird rescue in history to date. Over 40,000 volunteers saved over 43,000 birds total. They cleaned around 22,000 birds and achieved a 90% survival rate upon their release. This monumental success happened because a lot of caring people showed up and made the difference.
To see everybody come together and want to work and really just take care of those animals was incredible. I think being able to come back and share that with the people here has been the greatest thing for me.
The sheer number of volunteers that showed up every day at the Salt River railway station was just overwhelming, and it just kind of reaffirms your faith in humanity when you see how willing people are to donate their time. It really showed that people can truly be compassionate when there's another species that's in need of their help. For millions of people every year, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, and Discovery Cove are destinations of discovery. Guests of all ages visit the parks seeking fun with family and friends. Here, they can get up close to animals they may never see anywhere else. But while the parks offer a diversity of adventures, their common passion is animals. Since 1970, SeaWorld and Busch Gardens have rescued more than 14,000 animals, many injured or ill due to human causes. Data gathered from these rescue and rehabilitation efforts help scientists gauge environmental changes and assist population management programs. Some may argue that rescue intervention efforts cannot truly be defined as conservation, but the park's position on this is simple. The day humans stop negatively impacting wildlife will be the day that they can stop responding to animals in crisis. Protecting wildlife and wild places is more than a philosophy. It is action. Long-lasting conservation can happen when everyday people begin changing everyday behaviors and habits. Around the world and close to home, we will continue to celebrate, connect, care, and act on behalf of wildlife and the world we all share. Together, with your actions, we can make a difference.
Having a fun day, but I also want you to know that just by being here, you're playing an important role in animal conservation, reaching far beyond our parks. For over 40 years, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, and Discovery Cove has been committed to wildlife conservation. Our projects and partnerships help protect at-risk animals and habitat in the U.S. and around the world, but we wanted to do more. In 2003, the nonprofit SeaWorld and Busch Gardens Conservation Fund was created to do just that. The fund focuses on 4 key areas: animal rescue, species research, habitat protection, and conservation education. And we're passionate about each one. The penguins here, like all the animals in our care, also play an important role. It is our hope that through up-close encounters with these amazing animals, you'll be changed forever. I sure have. Just by visiting one of our parks, you're connecting with animals. By supporting the SeaWorld and Busch Gardens Conservation Fund, you're helping ensure the survival of countless species